Hello, welcome to class. I'm Dr. Molly Bolton, but I just go by Molly, please. And I will be your professor for EDU 653, Literature and Literacy. Sorry I was unable to make it to class today. I'm actually at a conference in Wisconsin, and if you're listening to this recording, it means that we were unable to do Skype due to technical difficulties or conflicts with the conference. So hopefully this recording will supplement me not being there in class. Dr. Glazer has so graciously offered to come and push play and facilitate the course as we walk through tonight. So with that, I am going to hide myself and get focused in on the class a little bit. So our class is Literature and Literacy, and what I'd like to do first, even though we may do this again when I come back to class so I can get to know you a little bit, but I'd like to build a little bit of community in the class. So what I would like for you to do is state your name and why you are here in this class, and maybe what your goals are for this class, your current position, and your dream or ideal position. So I'm going to have Dr. Glazer pause the recording here, and we'll go around and do those introductions and then come back together. All right, welcome back. Now what I'd like to do is jump out of the PowerPoint a little bit and get into a review of the syllabus and walk through that with you. So give me just a moment to switch out my screen here. And what you will notice is at the beginning of the syllabus, it's kind of same as what you normally see. My telephone number is here. That is my cell phone number. And you're welcome to text or call anytime, and if I'm not available, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I do use my Maryville email, so for any other correspondence, you can email me. I will say you get a faster response either texting or calling than by email, but I do try to check it daily or every other day or so. I do not have an office on campus. However, if we need to meet, we can schedule an appointment either on campus or at a location that's convenient for both of us. We will have 3 texts for this course, and I will show you a picture of those and go over those in a little more detail a little later on. Our course description and course and program goals and student learning outcomes are all listed there. I'll let you peruse that at your convenience. And then our classwork as well as our hours outside of class total 135. So that's what you can anticipate spending for work on this class. The next part is our course requirements and assignment calendar, which goes through each big assignment that we will have for this course. We will talk a little bit more in depth about that when we go on Canvas so we can actually look at the rubrics for those assignments. So you'll be doing an integrated unit of study, and that's kind of your culminating project. You can see it's not due till May, our last class, and that's kind of our big project. You will also be doing a project using literacy to support teaching of writing, and a critical literacy analysis or a critical multicultural analysis. You get to choose which one you'd like to do. Of course, you can see all of these, none of these are due until April, so that you will have the basis of the class to help you complete those assignments more effectively. There is also a creation of a writing activity as a learning extension to the critical literacy analysis or multicultural analysis. So you're going to create a writing activity that connects to that analysis. The way the syllabus is set up is we have our week, and we have the topics and readings that we will discuss. And then for assignments due, those will be the readings that you will need to complete for the next week's class. So we do expect that these are read before you come to class so that you're prepared to have discussion. You will also notice once we get down to April, in bold are your assignments that are due. So April is a very busy month for our assignments being due. However, I do anticipate that you'll be able to complete some of those as the class is progressing. So hopefully it won't be quite so shocking in April. The next piece is the evaluation and grading procedures, so you can see the grading scale there. Late work policy, work that is submitted without instructor permission will suffer 5% deduction per day that it is late. However, what I will say is a lot of times life happens and you know, we can work through some of those things. I do notice here I did not change the date on this. All assignments will be due the last day of class, and I will not take anything after the last day of class if you are late on things. Academic honesty, that's pretty standard as far as plagiarisms and goes, and I'm sure you're familiar with those in other college courses that you've taken. Attendance policy, this is university policy that you must attend 13 out of the 14 class sessions in order to get credit unless you have special permission from the instructor. So if you do need to be absent, please let me know so we can work arrangements so you can still get credit for the class. Tardiness, if you have 3 tardies, it will affect your grade, half a letter grade. Academic support is available through the Division of Student Success. And technology, if you are needing some assistance with that, the help desk information is there. Academic integrity is pretty standard, as well as signing up for Saints Alert. And if you have not done that yet, I do encourage you to do that. As we have snow days and things like that, the Saints Alerts really help you knowing if we're going to have school or not. At the end of the course, there will be a course and instructor evaluation. We are a smaller course, so they may or may not do that formally, but I will do it informally in class. And I do appreciate your feedback and your thoughts, and do use that to help guide you know, future classes and future courses. As always, there is a subject exchange clause if an opportunity arises or we need to go a little bit deeper into a topic. I do reserve the right to change the syllabus. So it's your responsibility if you miss a class if there were changes to the syllabus, to either contact me and get that information or check in with a classmate. Also, if you have accommodations and will be utilizing those accommodations for this course, please make sure you touch base with me so that we can make sure those accommodations are in place. What I would like for you to do now is just take a quick moment and turn and talk to the person next to you about the expectations for the course and your thoughts or concerns. All right, coming on back. Here are the 3 textbooks that we will be using for the course. Children's Literature in the Classroom, Understanding by Design, and Study Driven. Those will be utilized pretty heavily throughout the course, so it is required that you do get those textbooks. What we're going to do now is actually, we're going to go out of PowerPoint, and I really want to take you on a tour of Canvas. Each professor sets up Canvas just a little bit differently, so I want to ensure that you're comfortable with how Canvas is set up for this course. If you click the syllabus tab, you will see the course syllabus there. I also do have a link at the top that's a Word document. A lot of times it prints a little bit easier if you use that Word document. Oops, scroll up a little bit. So you can see the syllabus is uploaded there if you'd like to take a look at that. But again, oftentimes that document is a little bit easier. If we go into assignments, that's going to give us the assignments that are due for this course. And so I'd like to kind of take a few moments and go through each one of those so that you know the expectations. Kind of the culminating project for the course is to develop a content-based integrated unit of study for a specific grade level or content area if you're at the secondary level. And the syllabus is down below here. Basically, you're going to state a rationale with evidence from research to support the development of this particular unit. And you will have citations throughout your rationale on the research and theoretical underpinnings of why that unit is important for that particular grade level or content area. You will then do a detailed scope and sequence of the unit that tells us what will be covered and the order that it will be covered in. You will also align the unit to the Missouri Learning Standards that will be assessed for mastery during the deployment. And with those Missouri Learning Standards, you will need to develop student outcomes for the unit that are measurable. So we're looking at that SMART format: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. So making sure your learning outcomes follow that goal format. And we'll talk a lot more about that in class. You will also list the performance tasks that are going to guide the assessments that to kind of measure your students' understanding of the learning and those learning goals and how it's incorporated into the unit. And then finally, you'll have a list of a variety of genres, both fiction and nonfiction, that represent the various reading levels and meet the needs of a diverse student population. And it will be an annotated list. And it should also include some multimodal sources, so feel free to include videos, infographics, articles, those sorts of things to enhance your unit. Again, we will talk a lot more in class about that, as it is the culminating project. The next assignment that we'll talk about is using literature to support the teaching of writing. In this assignment, you're really going to develop 2 writing lessons for a specific student that struggles with writing. So it's kind of an intervention plan. Again, you'll do a detailed rationale using research to support this writing strategy that you're going to be teaching. And then you'll also include a list of mentor texts and a rationale of why you chose those texts and how you chose those texts and how they're going to support the specific writing strategy that you're going to use with your student. And then you'll have 2 writing lessons that teach that writing strategy, and they will be written in the Maryville University format for lesson plans. The next assignment for the class is a critical analysis. And this critical analysis can go 2 different ways. It can be a critical literacy perspective or a critical multicultural analysis. And that will probably make more sense later in the class when we talk about those specific, what those things are. You may not have heard of those before. But basically you're going to choose 2 pieces of children's literature or young adult literature and describe the piece in light of those critical literacy perspectives or the critical multicultural analysis, and we'll be covering those in class, so you'll understand what those are. And then you will do a class presentation that will then lend itself to assessment as well, making sure it's cohesive. What you're going to notice here is it is 24 points. The assignment actually is 25 points. You get 1 point just for doing it, but it's 24 points in here because the way the rubric is set up, that's how I had to do it. So know that on the syllabus it does say 25 points, and you just get a free point just for doing it. The next assignment is the writing extension of that critical analysis. So based on that critical analysis, you're going to create a learning extension activity for writing using the text that you used. And I see I haven't put the rubric in for that one yet. So that one will be coming, and you'll be able to see what the requirements are for that, but basically just connecting the writing learning activity to the critical analysis. So those are the assignments. Let's just turn and talk real quick with a neighbor about those assignments and the syllabus that we'll be covering in the course. Talk about some things that you're excited about, some things that that maybe you're nervous about, and we'll just kind of share with a partner what those things are.